Peace, what's going on, everybody? Just out here chilling in the woods, just absorbing the good energy right now on this beautiful Tuesday and everything. But I just wanted to talk about, how this whole spiritual movement, Age of Aquarius, whatever you want to call it, I've said it before and I'll say it again, it's not a religious movement. A religion is when you bind yourself to something, when you make a routine out of something, when you live every single day according to a set of guidelines and a set of rules that a supposed mystery God has given to this world to abide by. I've been really, retrograding into past studies that made me the person who I am today, i.e. the 5% Nation of the Gods and the Earths, which was a group that, was an extension of the Nation of Islam, but basically they took the teachings of the Nation of Islam, the 120 lessons, which was also known as the Secret Doctrine at one point. Shout out to Saladin Allah for that information right there. Peace to you, brother, if you're watching this video. But anyway, like the 5% Nation, they were able to take the teachings, of the NOI, Nation of Islam, and they were able to, take steps into, the practices that were, already natural at the time, such as healthy diet, whether mental or physical, knowledge, wisdom, understanding, culture, freedom, power, refinement, equality, God, build or destroy, born, cipher. This is the supreme mathematics of the Nation of Islam. And the father, Clarence 13X, he was able to take this system of mathematics and to be able to build with the cipher that was around him at the time. Sorry, I had a mosquito on me. That was able to build in the cipher that he was at. And they were able to take their minds together and they were able to build this system of mathematics to where everything that you see in life, because everything in life is mathematics, whether you want to get to, the way the angles of these trees are, whether you want to talk about the Fibonacci sequence and everything, whether you want to talk about the astronomical, configurations of the way certain star constellations look, everything is mathematics and everything. So, the Father, Allah, he was able to take this system and he was able to, basically turn into not even just his own, but for his nation. He was able to reach for everybody. The 5% Nation, there's a lot of misconceptions about the 5% Nation, but essentially it's not a pro-black nor an anti-white group or anything like that. It's just pro-righteousness and everything. There's a misconception that the 5%ers are a hate group, anti-white, racist group and everything, and this could be far from the truth, man. I mean, I'm not a 5%er. We don't have no school. We have no schools in what you call Florida. Not in the area, not in Pensacola that I can think of. I live in Pensacola, Florida. We have a mosque, but that's really about it. We don't have necessarily a school for the gods and the earths and everything like that. So being able to build, we don't have a school structure, which that doesn't make an excuse to not build in general and everything. That's just where the community, that's where the culture degree comes in. That's where you have to build your community, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of, these particular teachings. And if you're able to resonate with a certain person who is able to agree with these things and these terms, then, you'll be able to form a conglomerate and you'll be able to form a culture. And with that being said, we don't have a law school. There's plenty in the United States. I mean, I don't know exactly where all the locations are at personally, but I'm a student. I'm far from what you would be called a member of the 5% Nation. I'm a student. I'm learning through all walks of life, through all different, philosophies and every ideology I could think of. When you have Sagittarius in the 9th house and Jupiter in the 9th house, and Jupiter is the planet of expansion and wisdom and the planet of understanding of your totality of experiences, it's just really in my nature to learn any kind of philosophy and ideology, regardless of what's being said. My mind is open enough. It used to not be that open, but my mind is open enough now to where I'm able to absorb this different information and have my ego put to the side, because in the 5% Nation, it is part of the doctrine, but what originated from the Nation of Islam's doctrine is there's a particular degree, the number 2 degree, the wisdom degree, that says who's the colored man. The colored man is Yakub's grafted devil, skunk of the planet Earth. And this could be interpreted in, many different layers. That's the thing about the 5% Nation. None of these degrees, none of these lessons, none of the mathematics or alphabet is meant to be taken for face value. It's meant to be, absorbed and, taught through. And the thing about the 5% Nation is that it's one of those groups to where you probably could do it if you have the skills and you have the spiritual inclination to just do everything on your own, then that's beautiful. But with a group like this that's so sophisticated and a group that's so out of the ordinary, because what I would call the 5% Nation an Aquarian age group. Because once again, the age of Aquarius is not religious. And that's a misconception of the 5% Nation, is that it's a religious organization. And it's far from the truth. But anyway, there's a lot of teachings that can be found in every... I kind of went on a tangent and everything, but I haven't been making videos like that in a while. And that's why I've been retrograde, and I've been going back to teachings that improved me as a person. When they say the white man is the devil, that has physical truth to it too. I mean, regardless, I'm a fan of Dolo the Pilot Man, always has been. And I know race is not really, when you're trying to, move past, beyond physical, it's, you gotta let the color go, but at the same time, you can't ignore historical facts at the same time. Even though it's his story, there's still evidence that's able to permeate through, the air every day, through the airwaves, through fucking social media and shit like that. You be seeing all sorts of, white people calling the police on black people for no fucking reason, because, most of these white people are subconsciously white supremacists. These white supremacists are terror organization. I've been watching a brother online, the Advise Report. I'm sorry, I can't think of the exact name of your channel, but I think it's like the Advise Show or something like that. But anyway, like, you're doing a great job for the community and everything like that, exposing the reality that's going on in life. Thank God we have these cameras, man, because I swear if we didn't have these cameras right now, because this shit's been going on since, the inception of this fucking country. But now that we have cameras available, everything is able to be exposed. The knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of this white supremacist culture is being exposed day in and day out. It's always been exposed, but a lot of people, white people included, not even just white people, but just people of all races have, excluded white supremacy as a thing of the past. You're delusional if you think white supremacy is real. Everybody is a victim. No, if you pay attention to history, and if you actually study the actual laws that were set up in this motherfucking Constitution and shit like that, some of these laws, I don't know exactly what amendment. There's a brother on YouTube named Dane Calloway, and he goes into detail much better about these historical facts, about these laws that were set on black people to oppress them in their own land, because America had black people in it, and Indians. That's a degree in one of the 120. See, I got to stop going over my head, because this is a time for another day.